Joe Polizzi said this. He's the content marketing guru from the Content Marketing Institute. I think this spells out everything. While most marketers focus on leads and whatever they're defining as engagement, the real value is in creating those content experiences that are scalable, consistent, personal, and adaptable. And those four things are hard to get the way that we create content today in scale. What's the problem? We still do everything the way we always have. We're working in a page-based paradigm that doesn't serve us well. It doesn't serve us for the world that we live in. It doesn't allow us to quickly address all the distribution channels that we have today that we can't reach, that we are trying to reach, and the ones that are coming in the future we know nothing about. As a result, we just can't meet demands. How do we know that? There was a great survey from Gleanster last week that had a paper that basically talked about the amount of waste and the problems that content marketers are having. So this isn't even the Content Marketing Institute. This is a third-party group of 3,000 or so B2B marketers who said that their number one problem was inability to meet deadlines. So I called a few and said, what happens when you don't meet the deadline? We do as much as we can, and then we try to pass it off at the deadline. So they're not ever able to do all the things they want to do either, even when they do meet deadlines. They struggle with redundant content creation when there's more than one of them, right? There's all these people that might be creating similar stuff. It's kind of ridiculous. 81% can't coordinate the people that are actually creating the content, and they have absolutely no idea exactly what they're doing. And they need to know exactly what they're doing. Not the minutia of what they're thinking, but they need to know what task they're doing and when it's complete and what status it is. 64% say that they're challenged with repurposing content, which is what my challenge was. I had all this great stuff locked up inside of PDFs and PowerPoint and Word files and in my head and on a Post-it note stuck to my computer, written in a handwritten note. That stuff doesn't interoperate. It doesn't talk to each other. It's hard to share. It's hard to convert. And then it seems easy because we do all this little trickery. We copy and paste. We do this, that, and the other. But that's all error-prone. So this is a big problem everywhere. And the survey, I don't know how accurate all this is, but the people say that they believe that a quarter of their money is just wasted on this stuff. So it's a big problem. We need to stop it, right? Most executives don't know we have this problem. They don't know. Why? Because they can't see it, so they can't fix it. They don't know they need to fix it. They have no idea because the way creative people were programmed to work or kind of the way that we devised our projects and our departments, we never optimized them for business value. We optimized them to be the marketing department, the sales department, very linear, very siloed, to do very specific kinds of work. And we never really thought about all the little things we do that if we recoup that time, we'd be able to do something better with. So it's up to us to show upper management. That's why I'm talking to you. I want you to seriously go back and look at the way that you create, manage, and deliver information with honesty. And be frank with yourself about whether or not that is the best use of all the limited amount of time that you have. All these challenges have to be overcome, and they require some kind of uncomfortable things for humans. We have to rethink how we create, manage, and deliver content. Oh, that sounds scary to a lot of people, and it's natural. We're creatures of habit. We rely on patterns. So all this makes sense. So why do this? Gleanster, in the same research of B2B marketers, found that when they streamline and optimize their content production, they can be faster. How much faster? They can make more content 163% faster. I still don't know what those numbers mean, but the fact that people who think they are doing better and then they actually go do it, claim they can produce more faster, is great. I'm not saying they're using this methodology either. I'm saying they've actually started thinking about that and how could they overcome that problem. So let's look at a solution that might help you solve some problems. Technical communication professionals have been using this for a long time. So they had to create a little factory, basically, so that they could support the tools that they documented. Most technical communicators documented software. Software became popular in, the 80s or the 90s with a lot of consumers. It became something that we did at home even. And we had Windows and Mac and Unix. So we had a new product. and they had to document it for Windows and for Macintosh and for Unix. And they would make one big book, and it would say, if you're on a Macintosh, do this, and if you're on Windows, do this. And of course, you start to scream, because you're like, I'm on a damn Unix machine. Why are there all these screenshots of this crap I don't need? And the books were huge, and we had to print them back then. And then we decided, oh, there was this new magical thing called PDF, which was the best thing since sliced bread back then, because you could put everything in one big file, and it had a search engine. So then you could say, here's everything we prepared for you. It may not be everything. Everything we prepared for you, find it yourself. Oh, that's very customer-centric. Over time, that didn't work either, because people don't read them. In the technical communication industry, the #1 joke amongst people who do this work is that we write shit people don't read. There are people that stand up in meetings and say, yeah, I know you're never going to do this, but my boss made me come here and tell you about this stuff that we're not really doing. So it's kind of scary, right, to think about it. But we have this problem, too. We create all this content, and sometimes we have no idea how much utility it provides, who's seeing it, how valuable it is, and if it does anything for us. So in order to have a factory, to produce it, you have to act like a factory, which means we'll have to think different. We will. We'll have to have new processes. Job descriptions will change. Maybe titles, who cares what people called, but probably. Responsibilities will change. And the way that we think about stuff will change.